Boys, let's get to it.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Lights, camera, action.
What's up, everybody? Three Amigos and a Podcast, episode 48. Is it 48? Yeah, 48.
Dang, we are getting up there. What's another month until we're at the 1 year mark.
1 year, yeah. Or no, 40. Yeah, 48. Damn.
So 4 more weeks. Yeah.
Good for us.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm losing count. Obviously, I can't count higher than 45, so, you know.
Hey, number 52's coming up.
There you go. Yeah, we'll have to do something. We gotta, if you have a recommendation on like a brewery or like somewhere cool space to rent out that we can all meet up, you know, send us an email, 3amigosandapodcast@gmail.com.
And be mindful we have a budget as well. So
yeah, unless you want to contribute.
Yeah, and then we'd be more than welcome to go wherever you're.
I'm looking at you, Philly Phil.
Philly Phil, got the connections.
Yeah, if we actually might have to hit him up. I just want to, start off the podcast nice and early, give Philly Phil a little shout out, starting his own business, Philly Phil Entertainment. So if you want your first gig, Philly, let us know.
That's right.
We will pay you nothing.
We will pay you nothing, but we will give you all the notoriety you would ever
if you've seen
care to have.
If you've seen Parks and Rec, when they start Entertainment 720, that's what we got to do, man. Spend money to make money.
That's right.
We're doing a good job of spending money.
We told all of our clients that we were booked up for months out so that we could, people would want us. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Sorry, that just reminded me of that. Philly's going to run Entertainment 720.
That's right.
But, I just also want to start off the podcast on a little bit of a more somber note. Want to dedicate it to my grandma. She passed away on Monday, so she joins my grandfather. So he had his time, he had his fun while he could, but now she's up there with him. So yeah, all the grandparents are up there now, looking down on us, having fun. So yeah,
nice.
Yeah, so that was a tough little week, but luckily I have you guys, so we're getting through it.
Mm-hmm. Love you, man.
Love you too.
Love you.
But yeah, sorry to bring a damper on it. How did you guys this week?
Well, I got signed up for classes again, which I already told you guys. So
there you go.
Ryan's back in school.
There you go. Dude, you gotta have like a nickname. You gotta have Ryan in school. It's gotta be.
I don't know. We'll think about it.
Because back when you were single, back before you were a married man, you were Ronnie. Yeah, you were single Ronnie, or black V-neck single Ronnie running around.
There it is.
That's really funny. We were at the mall the other day, and I was looking for like t-shirts, and Shaylee was like, "Oh, like, are you looking for like regular t-shirts, like V-necks?" I was like, "No, I can't wear V-necks anymore."
I have a band on.
Single Ryan's gone.
Yeah, no more V-necks.
Yeah, but no, it's good, man. I went and saw Endgame again.
Very nice.
You can't go wrong.
Still lives up to it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
And then it's just been work. Good stuff.
There you go.
We did book a little trip to Indianapolis to go see Shaylee's, childhood fantasy, Jonas Brothers.
Don't act like you weren't burning up.
It was that's good. It was really funny because I Venmo'd Hannah, she purchased all the tickets, and on the Venmo message I wrote, I'm only going to see the Lady of Winterfell because Joe Jonas is married to Sophie Turner, who's the Lady of Winterfell.
You should have put. I'm just going out there.
I didn't know they were together.
Quote, because John or what's his name?
John Snow?
No.
I don't know their names very well.
The oldest Jonas brother owns a construction company.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck you.
Well, Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, I mean it'll be
a lot of fun.
We should have been the name of our podcast. We should have been the Jonas Brothers. No, I'm just kidding.
Joe.
I think that one's taken.
Dang it.
But it'll be fun. Like, we've gone to, Indiana so many times, but we've actually never hung out in, like, downtown Indianapolis. And from what I've heard, ever since they had the Super Bowl there, it's, like, a really, like, live city. So, we'll be there with Hannah, who lives in downtown Indy, and her boyfriend. So they'll be able to show us some pretty cool stuff.
Very nice.
Nice.
B, how was your week?
It's good. Went to not downtown, Old Town. Old Town
Oh,
celebrate
yeah. Cinco de
some
Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo and
Cinco de Drinko.
Cinco de Drinko. Yes, it was pretty busy. Obviously, as to be expected.
Yeah.
We went there for lunch as opposed to dinner, which is when everybody's going to be there.
Yeah.
But kind of checked everything out. Obviously, it's cool. You never get to go to Old Town. You know, it's like a big part of San Diego, and
Old Town's super fun to just walk around too.
Yeah.
They have so many little stores that you're like,
Yeah.
this is
It's
really
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like
Mom
a
loves
tourist
it.
in your
and
own
that-
city.
and that's
it really
that's
does.
what we did, you know. And then
Yeah.
obviously grabbed some food. We went to this place called Casa de Maria. I was not impressed. They they totally dropped the ball. They were trying to
fucking Maria in her house, dude.
They tried to
Terrible.
do this thing. It like really annoyed me, honestly. Like there was no wait there, but I've eaten there before, and their food's been pretty good.
Yeah.
And everything was served on like disposable ware because they were trying to get everyone flipped in and out of there as quick as they could.
Oh, that's lame.
And I was like, dude, what the hell, man? Like I'm paying good money to eat here.
I don't want to eat on paper plates.
Yeah, eat paper plates. They literally gave me a packet of disposable like cutlery, like.
That's annoying.
Yeah, and like the
Like-
drinks were served on a plastic cup, you know, and I'm like, all right,
how
I know you're
fucking cheap could you be?
I know, I'm like, and you're charging me an arm and a leg too, so that
That's
was a
annoying.
bummer, but you know, we got to see there was like a Aztec warrior dance that was going on there that was pretty cool,
Nice.
and it's kind of like it was cool just walking around, like you said, being a tourist in your own city. We don't ever get to
Yeah,
spend
man.
time in Old Town.
The Shaylee's family loves going to, or I should say Shaylee's mom loves going to Old Town. So every time they're here, we get to go. And as a kid, you know, my grandpa loved Old Town. You know, he loved going there. So we would be like our meetup spot. We'd go with them. So it's like you go down there and it's just like, it kind of reminds you about a little bit of everything that we have in San Diego.
Yeah, I used to go down there like every now and again for school. Like you'd go down there and
Yeah.
do like a butter churning thing or
Do
like
you
make
remember,
soap
like-
or something.
Do you remember like fourth grade, I think it was, or fifth grade?
Yeah,
you
you
went to
do
Old
the-
Town trip.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's
Like
like,
the
I always think
blacksmith
of
and
that
stuff
every
like
time
that.
I go there.
Yeah,
The Whaley
you go-
House.
Yep. Yeah,
Every
that was
time I
cool.
walk by the Whaley House, I mess with Shaylee. I try to throw her in the backyard. And she's like, no.
It's haunted.
It wants you go.
The child was hung
Like,
back
you see that
here.
window just move?
Huh?
You see that
Yeah.
window just move? Is there somebody up there?
Dude, you just gotta all of a sudden just like act possessed and be like, they want you.
Yeah.
They want you. That's funny. Well, yeah.
How was yours?
You know, the weekend was good. I'm trying to think back what I even did this weekend.
That's a. We live in the moment, man.
Yeah.
We forget about what
Yeah, you know.
happened in the past. You know,
Once past Dean is gone, it's like what even happened, you know?
Yeah.
It's only about future Dean.
it's future.
Just kind of hung out around the house. Went to a softball game because you know me, huge softball fan now. So
Creep.
yeah.
went to a fuck you. Okay. Small tangent, and for the record, in no way am I a pedophile, and I just feel like I need to say that right off the bat. So we went to a softball game, and I'm watching it, you know, and I'm really into it.
You went
into
to Sarah's cousin's softball game.
Sarah's cousin
There you go.
softball game.
Perfect.
Sorry, yes. Sarah's cousin softball game. She's like, I think she's like 13, 14. So they're all that age. They play their game. They leave. They're doing their like, you know, team meeting and stuff. I'm still sitting in the bleachers and this other team gets up there, start talking to this dad like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then Sarah's standing next to me and I go, hey, how old are these girls? Just because I'm trying to get a gauge of like what level they're playing. And afterwards Sarah goes, that was the creepiest thing you've ever said. I was like, don't make it weird.
Now you made
Like,
it weird.
don't make
Yeah.
it weird. I was like, now you're making me feel
You
That
took it
weird.
reminds
to the
me of
next
that
level.
episode of How I Met Your Mother when like they're sitting there talking about like, oh, like yeah, kids, like I don't know, man, like that just seems like, you know, such a hassle, blah blah. And she's like, oh, I'm 3 months pregnant. He's like, it's not awkward.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
awkward.
not.
when
It's
they-
only awkward if we make it awkward.
Yep.
This
She
is
made
that-
it awkward.
That's the episode where they're like having the wine. He's like,
Yeah.
You got to let the tannins mellow.
Yeah.
You know?
Freaking tannins.
Dude, speaking of like softball, little league and stuff, have you guys seen that little league coach that does the mound visits?
No.
Oh, I'll have to show you.
Is it the one where
afterwards.
the dad's like yelling at the kids?
No,
and
no,
telling
no.
them
So
he's
it's like a coach, right? And he goes to the mound to visit the kids, and he always says something really funny and kind of fucked up. So like
I thought that was a voiceover though.
no, it's the real guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you suck. I'm pulling
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's like,
Well,
I've
yeah,
seen
he's
that
like
then.
he's like
I always
Was I?
thought it was a voiceover.
no, it was the real guy, and he's just like they were cracking me up. I was watching them, and you're like, you get the trend here?
Yeah.
Like every time you're on the mound, like we just kind of lose. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the one's funny because I heard an interview of the guy, and I guess one of them he walks up to the kid and he's like, "Dude, you're lucky your mom's hot," and like that's his son. I was like, "Oh, that's perfect." But yeah, and then Monday was a little rough for us. Tuesday stayed home from work, just did some other stuff.
he's got a new job.
Yeah,
I think we
so
talked about it last podcast. But
yeah. Started spreading the word about our podcast at work.
Nice.
I got a couple stickers, told some people. So
Very cool.
Nice.
yeah, I'm a
Spread the word.
little upset because so we're recording on Wednesday for everybody listening because I'm going to reference this Colorado San Jose game later. So we're recording on a Wednesday because I have to fly out tomorrow to Texas for Matt's wedding.
Amigo Matt.
Yeah, so I'm a little
silent
upset
amigo.
that I'm missing Friday because every week at work they have Bagel Fridays. They like bring in bagels,
Nice.
and they're amazing.
Basically
where are they
nothing
from?
worse that you can eat.
I have
in this
no
world than a
idea, but
bagel.
they're delicious bagels.
terrible. It's an empty carbohydrate.
I like
What?
I like bagels, man.
I
I would
love
take
bagels.
a bagel over a donut any day.
The only bad thing
Oh,
is
absolutely.
Yeah.
the only bad thing was that I had to bring my own peanut butter because they don't bring peanut butter. All they have is like cream cheese spread.
Yeah,
Not
it's
a-
because that's what 90% of the people put.
That's
on
what
their
normal
fucking bagel.
people put on their bagel, not peanut butter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like the minority now?
No, I.
Are you against minorities?
Wow.
He took it there.
Alrighty.
You don't like the 10 percenters? No, just kidding.
I like peanut butter on my bagels, but like as a I would prefer cream cheese.
Yeah,
Peanut butter is one of those things where it's like depending on the bagel. Like if it's a cinnamon sugar bagel, it's like hell yeah, I want some freaking peanut
All
butter.
right,
in
what's your
that.
go-to bagel?
I agree with you 100% just while you're saying that, but
I don't know, probably just an everything bagel with cream cheese.
Just
that's same
plain
here.
cream cheese, or
100%.
like
I think we're on the same
jalapeno,
page there, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably prefer regular cream cheese. Like all the cream cheeses are so different. So like if you go to like Einstein, like their garlic and herb is just so garlicky, and that's gonna. I mean, on top of the everything bagel, like you don't. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Everything with cream cheese, that's kind of my go-to.
I'm a blueberry with peanut butter.
That doesn't sound bad,
No,
though.
blueberry. I will always do peanut butter.
It's
If
my
I
go-to.
if I have another option, I might do like strawberry cream cheese with a blueberry.
I go blueberry, peanut butter. If they're out of blueberry, I just leave. I don't even like your place.
If the salad's on top, I send it
I
back.
send it back. Oh, that's good.
The best Michael Scott line. I don't know, at least one of them.
I want
That's
the
a good one.
I want the gabagool.
Yeah.
The what?
Gabagool.
He wants the gabagool. we don't have that. Yeah, that episode's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's like,
There's so
Degatti, they're from the mafia.
Yeah.
It's not even his name,
Yeah.
but it sounds like it.
Yeah.
It's missing the R. R is one of those menacing vowels in all the alphabet.
And
What is
then-
it? If without it, called muck duck.
And then
Yeah.
and then Ed Helm's character has to fix that lady's
Yeah.
car with the Prius,
like,
and he like
blows it up.
destroys the car.
You got a leaky something too.
Yeah, you're gonna want to get that looked at. I don't do that.
You seem really bad at this. That's funny.
There's like kid lines in those that are so funny. Like the other one from How I Met Your Mother when the kid's in the freaking bath or the little toy dispenser.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Where he's
the
like, you're
the
all
crane.
sweaty.
Yeah, and he's like,
That's
Like
funny.
you don't need to give kids a lot of lines, but like those little one-liners.
The
are good.
one-liners are good. Oh man, San Jose scored. I got money on him. So was it Joe Pavelski too?
I don't know, man.
All right, let's see. I want to get hockey out of the way. I'll just get hockey out of the way. I was going to start off with baseball, but
get it out of the way quick, man.
I'm gonna get it out of the way quick.
I'm joking.
so the second round is wrapping up.
Didn't St. Louis win?
St. Louis did win.
Yes, I pay attention now.
Yeah.
That's right.
So this game's actually incredible. So Joe Pavelski was the guy, and he did score on that redirect.
Is it bad that
There
I
you go.
picked that the Avalanche were going to win this game?
It is bad because I had money on the San Jose.
You didn't tell me that.
It's okay.
You didn't tell me that.
I have
But-
friends who are rooting for San Jose, so I'm kind of pulling for them. But
So Joe Pavelski was that guy that got knocked out ice cold. Remember I showed you guys?
Yeah, no,
he
I
got
remember.
like dumped on the side. So he's playing. He scored that goal. So that's incredible that he's out there still.
I'm just tired
That's-
of Northern California winning shit.
yeah, but their reign's over, dude. It's all about SoCal now. Padres gonna go on a dynasty.
That's right.
All right, sorry. Back to hockey.
Yeah,
So yeah, round 2 wrapped up. Going to the conference championships in the Eastern. You had Boston. You have Boston going against the Hurricane. I think in this one, I honestly the Hurricane are my favorites to win it. I think whoever wins this series is going to win the Stanley Cup. Like the winner's coming out of the Eastern. But I think Dougie Hamilton's going to be huge in this series. He was drafted in 2011 by Boston, so I think Carolina, he's going to get some revenge for him and take it over. And then the winner of this game is going to play St. Louis, like you said, Ryan. Great job.
Thanks.
St. Louis last night won in double overtime, and that came by way of the hometown guy, Pat Maroon, in double overtime. So that's pretty cool. This guy, he had an option to go elsewhere for almost, for a hefty portion more, but he's from St. Louis. His son lives there. He wanted to be closer to home, so he said, no, I'd rather play for them. So kind of, special that he sealed the deal for him. But yeah, this San Jose Colorado game, this should be interesting. I could definitely see this one going into overtime, but I want to see St. Louis win. I just want to see him. I think
Their fans
they'd be
need something, man. They lost their football team.
well. I think they'd be good again, a good matchup against St. Louis, and they'd give either Colorado or they'd give Colorado or Boston a run for their money at the Cup, just because they're a veteran team. It's like that's what I mean. They're the veteran team. Like you see all these guys been in the league for forever. They don't get it done. You just want to see them hoist the trophy. You want to see them win, and I think that's true in any sport, really.
Yeah.
Like you see the guys that haven't won it, and you're like, just come on, get there. Yeah.
that's why I always root for underdog every time.
But that's the majority of hockey. I was just excited because St. Louis is up 1-0 in the first period, and Joe Pavelski was the one that scored it. So there we go.
It's an interesting name, Pavelski. It's kind of like your pelvic bone.
There's a lot of interesting names in hockey. Hell, this guy, his name's Dougie. Like
Dougie, man.
good old
It's all
Dougie.
about Dougie, man.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to the finals, right?
Yeah. So we got
Stanley
the
Cup, and then
just one more round, and then we got Stanley Cup.
yeah,
So it
Nice.
should be good to go. But anyways, yeah, let's start off with the most prevalent sport that's going on. Baseball.
Baseball.
Man, I like me some baseball.
I think I saw the stat today. So the Padres get that daytime win against the Mets, and I think this was like the first time since
like
2014 or something.
2015,
Like,
yeah, it was like
2015 that
June
they won
1st
a home
and-
series
against the Mets.
again. Yeah.
I was like, we definitely
Against
won a
the-
few
No,
home
yeah,
series
it's-
already this year.
Against the Mets. It's been a while. We usually always play the Mets. The only reason why I know this random stat is because it's around my birthday, and one of my high school friends is a big Mets fan, and he loved talking shit to me every single time they would beat the Padres. And I remember, like,
I just know it
Good
because I was
portion of
watching the game earlier at work, and I saw the little stat tracker.
well,
pop
no, I'm
up.
saying this is when they usually play him, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They beat Syndergaard, though. That was huge.
That was huge. So yeah,
DeGrom. I'm
No,
sorry,
DeGrom. They
DeGrom.
beat the
DeGrom.
better of the two.
Yeah, DeGrom.
And they should have won all three,
Yeah,
to be honest, but we can
But,
get into
yeah.
that a little bit.
Yeah. But,
Well,
that
yeah.
first matchup, DeGrom versus Paddack, I mean, that was an ESPN televised game. Like, they were hyping that up.
Oh
well,
yeah.
I mean, this is one of the things that I like about Paddack is he started talking some smack to Pete Alonso. I don't know if anyone's like keeping
Yeah,
up, but
yeah.
Saw
like
that.
he
Yeah.
basically was saying like, I'm coming for you, Pete Alonso, because Pete Alonso won Rookie of the Month last month,
And he thought
had
he
like
should have won it.
he had like 10 home runs and like he was
Yeah.
batting over 300, and he had like a great first month of the season.
Agree.
And then he's kind of cooled off of late, but he basically, Paddack coming out saying like, hey, I'm on the Padres. I mean, he kind of gets overshadowed by his own teammate Tatis, and he comes out, he delivers. He struck him out his first 2 times. He went
Yep.
0 for 3 against him. And
So it was funny that you say that because with him talking shit. And
he delivered.
Chris Paddack being the sheriff, and I love players that really wear their emotions on their sleeve.
Jake PVS.
Yeah, they were comparing him to PV.
Like,
I mean, different like pitch selection and everything, but like emotional and
emotionally
build up.
charged.
Chris Paddack's 3 fastest pitches came against Pete Alonso.
Yeah,
He wanted it.
incredible.
He wanted it bad.
He wanted it so bad.
His
And just the
control's
fact that he
off the charts, though. Like
Yeah.
that's the part that I'm more impressed with is because there's one walk, and that was Robinson Cano, who
and
was,
11 Ks.
yeah, and then
That's
11
incredible.
strikeouts,
Yeah.
and he could have probably gone to the all the
He
way through
really
the 8th.
could.
He could have completed the 8th. I think.
They're
'cause-
keeping him on a short leash because
and I agree 100%
Yeah,
with it.
absolutely.
But especially when you have they had a 4-point lead or
yeah.
somewhere in that 4 run.
So
Yeah.
with that poses my question that I have for you guys is, he did go pretty late in this game. He could have gone later. But do you think that there needs to be an inning count on Chris Paddack?
Yes,
He's
100%.
coming a year off of Tommy John.
2 years.
Or 2017, yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 years off Tommy John.
He has an inning limit. They haven't disclosed what it is, but there's an inning limit.
So what
on
are you
him.
guys putting it at?
Oh,
I was thinking like
It's-
one.
I mean,
like
I don't
150.
know. I don't know his bat
170.
is like. I don't know how severe that how his elbow is, how it looks right now. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking back from. You remember when we had Matt Latos and he had that phenomenal season for us in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
They had him on an inning limit. That's what they originally quoted him as for 150 innings. We were killing it that year. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was the last relevant year of the Padres where we should have gone. That could have prevented the Giants dynasty, honestly. But
Yeah.
we kind of fell apart down the stretch. I don't know if you guys remember that. We got swept by the Cubs back when the Cubs were a crappy team, and then we had to sweep the Giants in San Francisco to win the division, and then we lost in that last game of the season because of Latos. He was pitching, but down that stretch, Latos beyond that 150 inning limit, the dude was crap. And so I'm of the belief that if you push a guy beyond the amount of limits, like the inning limit that you originally set out for the guy, you could damage the guy long term.
Yeah,
and
totally.
Latos was never the same pitcher
Yeah.
after that.
I'd say 150, but I also think it's going to be a lot harder to attain because they have gone to a 6 pitcher rotation, 6 starting pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they were going to plug in Quantrill for somebody else, but they have added him to that. They haven't announced it yet, but it's a 6 starting pitcher
Well,
rotation.
he just got sent down to the minors today.
Quantrill did?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're back to 5 now.
I think it was just a little bridge there.
Yeah.
Kind of relief for the bullpen because the bullpen's just getting worked.
Yeah.
None of these guys are going the distance, really. Like, that's kind of the
But they
new
have
age
several
baseball.
pitchers that they can do that with throughout the year. I mean, Quantrill will get called back up again. It seems like that's how they're going to do it, where they're going to start people to give, some of their starting pitchers and relief pitchers a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
I'm fine with 150 innings. I don't feel like pushing him.
I like
past
that number.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a pretty average
It's
consensus
fair.
number of
And honestly, with him, I'm okay with them pulling him in the 6th and 7th inning because, I mean, his control is just so dominant. The only issue we've had lately is just the freaking bullpen.
Middle
middle relief.
It's the
is
middle
tough.
relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stammen's been killing it, and Yates is on another level.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
he lost.
I really don't I don't consider them bullpen pitchers. I consider them closing and setup pitchers.
Yeah.
So they're middle relief, like the guys who are going in there eating the innings. They've been terrible.
Yes, I agree 100%. That's definitely been our biggest Achilles heel, aside from inconsistent offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Paddack looked amazing. I mean, the dude, he's got the energy, he's got the control, he has everything that you want from right now. I mean,
He's performing like an ace.
He really is.
I can't wait till the day we have Paddack and Gore going back to back. Those
and Gore's killing it in the minors right now. I don't know if you guys have been
I have
keeping
been,
up,
but he is tearing it up.
which because last year he had that finger blister, and his numbers were not that great in minors.
As a dude that pitched once in my life, that shit really will mess you up.
Yeah,
Those damn finger blisters. It doesn't sound like much, but I mean,
it's like
the pressure that you have to put on the finger in order to make the pitch do what you want it to do. I mean, your 2 seams flat at that point, your changeup's not moving. I mean, it's
that's
almost
like
the
when
worst. Besides Tommy John surgery, there's really not much worse you can do to a pitcher.
It's like when you're hanging pitches and you're leaving things across the middle. It's like you just can't get a grip.
Pickle juice, man. My cousin taught me that one. He pitched for the Expos, or the Expos minor league, and he was like, just when you get that finger blister, just soaking in some pickle juice. Worked like a charm.
There's a reason why
Is
he's
he the
still
same
like
one that told you the spoon trick, or
the spoon trick.
the cold spoon
Cold spoon. Oh
on the?
no, different cousin.
Was there a cold spoon trick?
For
If you got a hickey,
Oh god.
put a frozen spoon on it.
Does that make it worse?
no,
No, it makes it better.
makes it better.
Does it?
Takes down inflammation.
I don't know. Well, anyways, there's a reason why Gore was still, after his bad season last year, still ranked in like top 25 baseball prospects.
Yeah,
He's a stud.
He's a stud.
That I'm so looking forward to the day where there are 1-2 punch, man. Oh my god.
He might be the number one piece, which is crazy
Yeah.
considering Paddack right now is.
Yeah.
I think he's second all baseball in ERA right now,
Yep.
with like a 1.5 ERA.
Lighting it up.
yeah.
Another huge shout out for this past, week of
Yeah.
baseball.
I know you're going.
No,
You don't
no,
have
you
to tell
don't.
me.
No,
Oh, you're going different guy.
I'm going different. That dude, I will get to him. But Eric Hosmer, man, that dude's
Yes,
turning
he
his bat
deserves
around.
it
He
too,
did.
100%.
That's
Dude,
the
you-
dude that's the guy they went after last year.
Yeah, you said it today in a text message after that game. Honestly, that guy can frame balls like no other.
Oh, you're thinking of
Brandon-
Hedges.
I said Eric Hosmer.
Oh,
Hosmer,
sorry. Yeah, I
Eric
thought-
Hosmer.
Sorry,
Eric
I was-
Hosmer is like his bat has been lights out.
Oh, Hosmer's
yeah.
got a 280 average, which
Yeah.
his even odd numbers. I don't know if you've looked at his track record. His even odd years, I know we've talked about it in the past, are off the charts, and it's looking like this is the year that
Yeah.
he's going to be
Yeah.
Mr.
No, he's
All-star.
turning it around, man. He's
I
turning
like
it
his
around.
place in the lineup too.
Yeah, I do too.
I
He sees good pitches there.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just a good hitter. I mean, and you kind of felt like he was pressing there in the beginning of the season. He's seeing the ball well. He's pushing the ball like he does. I don't want to say a pure opposite field hitter because he's not, but he hits the ball a lot better to the opposite field. He's allowing the
Yeah.
pitches to travel. He's seeing
Keeps
the
his
ball
hands
well.
there.
Yeah.
He can hit to all fields, which in this day and age where the shift is so prevalent, that's really
Which I
not-
thought was really strange because early in the season they were shifting on him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, man, this guy can leave his hands
Well,
back
he
and
was.
go
I remember,
aqua on
like
you.
at midway through the season last year, he led the league in opposite field hits.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was like a good portion of the year had passed, and he was still like the leader in opposite field hits.
I'm not comparing him as a total player, but his swing reminds me of Tony Gwynn's.
I agree.
Yeah,
He gets his hands out, but he
Yeah.
has so much bat control that he
Yeah.
can just,
I'm not saying like,
You can place
he
it.
swings exactly like Tony Gwynn, but it's
Yeah.
reminiscent of it. It's not like purely like that sweet, smooth stroke that Tony Gwynn had, where it was almost effortless. But just the ability he has to hit the ball to all sides of the field reminds me of Tony Gwynn.
Just speaking of, small ball making contact, I really got to give a shout out because I know we're really hard on Andy Green, and I agree with you guys that he makes mistakes left and right. But just the ability to have, 2 bunts in a row.
Yeah, I
giving
feel like it's been. My
like-
major criticism with him has not necessarily been with the personnel. It's been more with bullpen management.
Yeah.
and
I honestly think due to coaching, we're about 5 wins short of what we should be right now.
I would agree.
Off the
I
top
think
of my head,
there's
I
a
can-
solid.
I
There's
can
been
think
a
of
couple
5
games. Yeah.
and like I've gone
There's
back
been
and looked
a
at the
few
schedule.
games that's like, dude, if you did this, we would have won that game.
You could do that for a lot of teams, though.
You
too.
totally could, absolutely. And I'm not saying like, Andy Green's got to get fired.
Because we won some games we probably shouldn't have won too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we stole from other teams.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it happens like that. It's a 162 game season. I mean, you're going to have your, the ones that you steal from some teams here and there. My biggest thing, though, is like in a divisional game against a team that you really want. I mean, in reality, we only lost one game.
We're
from the
talking Dodgers,
Yeah.
Padres last weekend.
We're only like we only lost one game to them in that series, which is fine. But you had the ability to take one from them, and
Honestly, that could have been a sweep either direction. To be
it really
honest,
could have.
Yeah.
It could have. But I just felt like if you're gonna be managing what's supposed to be in the near future a playoff contending team, those are the games that you need, especially in a division rivalry. I mean, nobody in this day and age, with the way that the playoffs are set up, wants a wild card. Nobody wants that one game play-in. So eventually, you're going to have to outplay the Dodgers, and you're going to have to outcoach them. Now, I will give a huge shout out to him because, I mean, the Dodgers dropped the fucking ball on those two. I mean, the one was a really good bunt by Margot, which is just beautiful. One of the best bunts I've ever
And
seen.
then Myers, right?
And Myers, they just played him terribly. It's like you
Well,
gave that to him.
You didn't expect it.
Well,
Yeah.
what's his name? I think he fell off to the first base side, right? Kenley Jansen, right on that,
Yeah.
and like obviously that just throws everything off. And
But that's
I think
his
he thought
style
was
pitching.
That's
Like,
the way, yeah,
he-
and,
like
that's
that-
why, it's
Myers
a great
did it.
call,
Mhm.
and that's why it's like
They
you
left,
know
they
where
left
he's
third
going.
base wide open, and
Yeah.
you knew exactly where Kenley Jansen was going
that
to
was
wind up.
that was. I mean, obviously we lost that series, but that was a great series against. I mean, currently I think they're the top ranked team in the baseball rankings
They are.
right now.
They are.
So like,
Yeah.
that's a great team that we pushed them to their limits, and we
Every
honestly
game.
we
held
could
our
have
own.
we should have won that series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we probably would have won that series if we had Tatis in the lineup or something like that. And that's the difference maker, in my opinion.
And honestly, series like that make me so happy because you have a sea of Dodgers fans that come down that are used to just talking shit and just to get this, get it shoved in their face.
Yeah.
It's just
My
Yeah.
my girlfriend Dama went to the game and she said the Dodger fans were relentless that game, that final game of the season or of the series. I'm
yeah.
sorry, and I mean she's like, yeah, it was sweet hearing them shut up once Renfroe hit that grand slam.
The other shout out that I have to give is to our co-amigo Brandon for calling Hunter Renfroe's grand slam.
dude, that was crazy.
Dude, I sent you guys his numbers for his bases loaded numbers.
Those are incredible.
Yeah.
Dude, so this dude is hitting a grand slam once
Every year.
once every 4 at bats with the bases loaded. He's got 5 career grand slams and 21 at bats.
It's like he averages like a grand slam like almost twice a year.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's why I called it. I was like, I feel like he can do it today. I don't.
And like the no doubter, like just bat up in the air, like
Boom, hands up.
Yep.
Honestly, that made us losing that series more palatable, in my
Absolutely.
opinion. Like,
Absolutely.
honestly, we lost the series, which is a bummer because you want to take at least 2 out of 3 against the
It
Dodgers.
sucked
but-
too because Manny Machado was on a freaking tear
In
and
the
we
2 games we lost.
both of those games, and it was like, come on, like our
Dude,
guys getting hot, like let's
Yeah.
win these games.
A first at bat home run,
Yeah.
like that's incredible. 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
You're like, what the?
Yeah.
yeah,
It was awesome. He had 3 home runs in 2 games, and it was like, damn, okay, like our guy's going. And I was like, come on, let's get these wins now. But
Yeah.
dude,
Help him out.
Renfroe, that was
I
incredible.
texted Ryan probably like at the start of his at bat. I'm like, Renfroe's gonna hit a salami here, and then you texted me back. You thought I'd like.
I know. I was like, I literally
Yeah,
started
you're like, don't jinx it.
No, but I started fast forwarding my TV because I was like, am I on a delay? Did he
Yeah.
like know this before?
And then you made me feel like I'm like I want to like prove to him that I actually
Yeah.
like am
No,
calling
I
it.
did. My TV wouldn't fast forward. I knew. I was like, damn it, what the hell?
And
Yeah, dude, I was that day I was at the softball game or whatever, so I didn't see any of it. And then I checked my phone. I see it was the bottom of the 9th, and Hosmer got on, and I was like, dude, something's gonna happen. So I turned the game on. And I'm watching with Sarah, and she's like, "We're gonna see this again." I was like, dude, it's the 9th inning. It's gonna end right now. Another on, bases loaded. A couple outs. I see Hunter Renfroe get in with the pinch hitter, and I was like, man, this is gonna be something. Like
that was.
I was like, he's coming in cold. Like
can
I didn't
hit
know
so well
I
with the bases
I had
loaded.
no faith. I was like, dude, he's coming in cold. Like this is just gonna be a typical Padres stranding all the runners.
Well, he had hit a pinch hit 3-run home run against the Cardinals earlier in the year too. He's good off the
Man,
bench
yeah.
too. I mean,
he's clutch,
So
man.
I have to give a little bit of credit to Shaylee's parents because the last time he hit a pinch hit grand slam was at Petco Park.
oh
and
yeah, I remember that.
We were at the game.
Yeah.
And I was up on the Western Metal building.
I
He hit it
remember
right
you-
in front, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like that was insane.
Yeah.
And we were on the phone with Shaylee's parents, and I'm sitting there and I'm getting pissed off at the TV left and right. And I'm like, "God damn it, we're gonna lose this freaking game again. We already lost by 1 twice. Like, what the hell?" And then all of a sudden, like, he hits the grand slam, and I'm just like, "Yes!" and Sandy's on the phone, like, what happened?" And then Shaylee's like, "I had no idea what just happened."
Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
Pinch hit grand slam, walk off home run. So pumped.
Good. Well, I jumped the gun earlier, but I want to give some love to Austin Hedges because I feel like I give him a hard time all the time, or I feel like we all do, except for Brandon.
Sarah Brandon.
I'm the only one that's
But-
like really likes him, but
Dude, that guy can frame a ball like no other, man. I
He's the
swear
best
to God.
catcher in baseball, in my opinion.
defensively, 100%.
Defensively, yeah. The way that he can just drop, the web of the glove and then snatch up and just bring it in the zone. It's so disgusting.
It's funny too because
watch.
if you watch MLB, like, and they
It's
track
so
the
far
pitches,
out of the
it's
zone.
so far out of the zone from where it is, and it's always a strike.
It's always a strike.
the-
It's so far out of the zone, and I'm like, dude, the way that he has control.
That's
like
why
that,
they
it's
want.
unbelievable.
That's why all the pitchers want him catching for him, and that's honestly, if his bat could just be decent, it would it would be so much easier to decide between the two of them.
It's so bad.
It's like, God,
and Mejia is like
he's a one trick pony. You said it yourself, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it's true, man. The guy can lay
he
into
would
a homer,
be
but other than
so
that,
beneficial with a DH.
dude. No, like my thing, like obviously Machado and Tatis are going to be our two favorite Padres right now, but Franmil Reyes and Mejia are my freaking boys right now.
and Renfroe, man.
Dude, I mean, I love Hunter Renfroe. But
Renfroe
I'm
and
just,
Reyes
like,
are the best hitters in our lineup right now.
when I watch
And then
Mejia swing
you
the
probably
bat,
throw-
though, like there is not a player on that outside of maybe Hosmer that goes down and gets the low ball like Mejia, and like I just am so confident in him whenever he's up at the plate. I know his batting average isn't showing it right now, but that dude is ripping the ball. Like he's crushing
he
it.
gets unlucky. It just always hits it to somebody.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of like
some Franmil Reyes. What happened to him earlier?
there's a lot of like
Yeah.
swing and miss in there too, but like with Hedges at bats, they're just not good at bats.
Yeah.
Like he's letting the good pitches go, and then he's swinging at bad ones.
I
Like,
will say he works the count. That's pretty much about as good of a thing I can say about
Yeah.
his hitting.
like
Is he-
Mejia is definitely a little bit more eager to hit, but like I like that, man. Like he's up there swinging
Dude,
the
and
bat.
that's the one thing that bothers me is I'm so tired of seeing countless first pitch strikes from the Padres. Just straight.
You watch the
fastball.
Dodgers, you watch the Yankees, man. Like they don't let
Dude,
those balls go.
No, first pitch
Both
is
of
coming
those
flat,
teams
it's coming
know
over
how
the
to work the
plate. It's okay to work the count. I appreciate a guy that can work the count.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
In a game full of like elite pitchers, yeah. I mean, you
But
want
I'm just
pitch
saying,
counts up.
player after player batting at at bat after at bat, you get a first pitch strike that's right in your zone. You got to pull the trigger eventually.
Not just
Somebody's
like
got to do
not
it.
even like just down the middle, but in your place to hit it. It's like,
That's what
my
yeah.
God.
These are young hitters too, so
No,
they're a
I
little bit more
understand that.
gun shy on
Yeah.
swinging at
Yeah.
good stuff. But I agree with you 100%.
No, yeah, and I get that too. It's like they're a little gun shy, but at the same time, pitchers are doing their thing.
They're gonna get ahead in the count because they know you're not gonna swing at that first pitch.
Yeah.
And you notice who's really aggressive is Hosmer. I feel like he's always swinging at the first pitch, and he's the best hitter in our
He's a
lineup
con-
from an average perspective.
He's a
Yeah.
confident hitter, man.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm glad that he's finally turned it around. We've given a lot of praise to players. I mean, I won't go off on my Franmil tangent because
Dude, Franmil deserves it though.
Dude.
I want you to kind of go on it because I think
Let's just
that-
hear. Give us a
I
little
just,
bit.
I,
Give us a
just
little
because
taste.
the dude has earned it.
God,
and
man.
honestly, like
I've been saying it like since like before the season started with like we were talking about Renfroe or Reyes out there.
and they both deserve it.
They do.
Right now, the one guy who deserves to get phased out is the guy who's getting paid the most out of
I was
both of
gonna.
them,
That
but-
was my my one little tangent about it. It's like Margot, you need his speed out there. You need his glove, especially if Franmil's playing in the outfield. Like I watched
dude.
that dude almost miss a pretty
I will say-
routine fly ball
Dude,
to
I
the
will say I
Any-
love his effort though.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I like the effort, even though he's a fat tub out there, and he reminds me of David Ortiz.
He really not fat, and like I keep calling him that. Like the dude,
Yeah,
is,
he's like 270.
he's
He was
just
like 6'3" or something
he's
like
just
that.
hefty.
6'4".
he's a built dude.
He's
like,
a big dude.
but like he doesn't move athletically, so he looks fat.
He's dumb thick.
Yeah,
but
I mean-
the dude, like he hits the ball well to all
Tomato,
sides
tomato.
of the field,
Come on.
man.
Yeah, he
like
does.
the one that he hit over the fence yesterday was just a line drive that he poked over the wall.
Well, this is what I feel comfortable with where he's at, and I think I can continue to see this progression with him because the adjustments that he has made.
With
You know-
Tatis, with Machado, and with Reyes, our lineup is going to be fine with those dudes in the top 5 spots of our lineup.
We just got to figure out. I mean, I really.
Well, the
I
best
mean,
part about that lineup is certain people can get cold while other people are getting hot.
Yep.
They don't all have to be hot, and they don't all have to.
No,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
and that's one
and that's
guy's
the
picking
beauty
it.
of it.
One guy's carrying the load, and you know who I really, obviously he's struggling heavy right now, big time, is Kinsler. But I can't wait for Luis Urias to get some steady play at second because
Agreed.
honestly, our second base play has been horrendous.
He's our little Javi Baez Jr., man. That dude got some pop.
He's got pop. He's killing it in the minors, and honestly,
he's got range.
He's got range
out there on defense.
We talked about it. It's a mental game for him, and I think the best way is just throwing him in there, and
I agree.
Just being like, hey, look, this is your position. We're gonna let you play every game, and Kinsler's gonna get your
off days.
He's gonna get your off days. You're not gonna play 160 games, obviously, because most of the season's started. But you're still gonna get like 100 games or something like that this year.
And if I'm being 100% honest too, like at this point in the season, like with where we're at with second base, obviously Urias is gonna get the call up again eventually. Mm-hmm. And then what we've talked about in the outfield, if I'm the freaking Padres organization, and I'm going to say this, and he's probably going to go on like a 15-game hitting streak, but like I'm just waving like the towel with Will Myers. Like, who wants him? Because,
I've been on board with that for a while.
It really is a who wants him, because nobody wants his contract. But like, if you watch the team play with Margot playing, even if he's in the bottom of the lineup, I'm fine with it. You need Reyes' bat and you need Renfroe's bat, because just like you said, if one of them's hot, you're probably in a better position to win. Myers' bat is not just inconsistent, but he's not swinging at good pitches at all.
And I just feel bad for Myers, because his past 3 years with the Padres has just been, okay, where can we put you? What can we do with you? How are we going to make this work? And you look at that even in the lineup. You're going to lead off. Now you're batting fourth. Then we're going to put you at second. Now we're going to put you at eighth. It's like, where can I put you to make you fit? You're the puzzle piece that just doesn't come with this box.
Because he's like, there's certain parts of his game that he's like just okay at, and then there's his bat is supposed to be like his main attractor, and his bat has not come to fruition right now.
But like that's the part too, is like your bat is supposed to be the one, but where do we put you?
Yeah,
when your bat's going.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Honestly,
we don't want you third because we got Machado. We don't want you fourth because we got Hosmer.
Center field is the spot where they're supposed to put him when his bat's going, but when his bat's
I'm saying like
when his
in
bat's
the lineup,
not going,
when his bat's going in the lineup, where do you put him in the lineup?
Oh, like
honestly, I'm hiding him 6 and 7.
like order wise.
I'm putting him
because
6
it's like
7.
if he's hitting like he was when he had that 28-28 season, he made the All-Star team, went to Home Run Derby.
Yeah,
I would probably. I could probably put him 5, honestly.
But over Machado and over Reyes and Renfroe.
But Machado's 5. Probably going
That's
third.
what I'm saying though.
Like, Machado's probably batting 3. I'm putting Hosmer, and then that's what I mean. You got to go Reyes right there at 5.
That's why I'm saying 6 and 7.
But if he's hitting like what he has in the past when he was successful
in the last,
I'm
going to
move him up. But he hasn't been hitting like that, so I would obviously keep him lower. But like honestly, the decision right now is pretty easy. I'm like, do I want Will Myers out there, who's a negative defensive player at center field,
pushing him in that honestly, and I get it. It's the money investment in there. Like you want to have him in your lineup, but it's like, do a couple series when you start with Margot in center field and Myers on the bench. See if that sparks his bat.
Honestly, but that's the other part too. That it's like obviously Margot is your guy, because when the game gets on and it's close, you throw Margot in there because you're like, I gotta defend and I got a decent option to get somebody on base.
Well, we saw Margot's glove play a big factor today with that robbed home run on
They're starting him in center field because they're like banking on his bat heating up, but it's like, how many games are you going to lose because it's not? Like I hate it so much because I want him to be good, but it's like he's a power hitter. He is. I mean, he's not an average hitter. He
could be if he,
but he's not. Like his swing is so long.
Yeah, it is. Like he's got bat speed for days.
That's the thing. It's like you can just beat him up and in all day.
If you're gonna label him, like you have to label him as a power hitter. Like Margot, he's not a power hitter. He's gonna hit pure average.
Contact hitter.
Yeah, contact hitter. He's gonna hit for average, and it's like if he's
that's what I want him doing. When he hits a home run, that's when he goes on a cold streak too.
Yeah,
have you noticed
but it's like
that?
if he's hitting around 270, it's like that's perfect. With Will Myers, it's like if you're gonna be hitting 230, 240, then you need to be hitting 10 home runs at this point in the season. You need to be hitting 30 to 40 home runs in the season. It's like you can't have a power hitter hitting 20 home runs and driving in 50 RBIs. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I totally agree.
No, I think we're all on the same page there.
Yeah.
And it pains me to say because, like I said, I'm going to say this, and he's probably going to go on a 15-game hitting streak.
Well, hell, I hope that's how it works. If
And
that's
then
the case, we're just going to keep doing this, keep talking shit about guys till they start getting on hot streaks.
Yeah, dude.
But at this point, it's like, I mean, you have to give up some, like, we do it with Hedges very frequently where it's like we give up some offense to solidify our defense. And that's the only one that I'm like willing to be like, I mean, yeah, sure, I wish you were hitting over 200, but you're the reason our pitchers are pitching so well, and you're the reason that we're in
think catcher's
games.
more of an impactful position than like any other position.
We're talking about
the
center
pitcher.
field, like the captain of the outfield, and it's like at some point they're gonna have to like figure out, whether it's
and that's the part too, is that he is supposed to be the captain of the outfield, but I saw just last night again, against the Mets, excuse me, was a ball into left center field, and I see Myers pull up and make Hunter Renfroe make the long run to come get it. Yeah. It's like
he did one.
Dude, if you're the captain, that's a ball you can get to. You need to call him off. Like,
he did one that really annoyed me. Franmil Reyes was in right field, and it was like I don't know if you guys remember this one, but Franmil Reyes was literally camped out in front of it, and Will Myers does like a lunging, leaping catch to rob it right in front of him. And I'm like, dude, you honestly have zero communication for a center fielder, which is probably your most important trait for a center fielder, someone who's going to command your corner outfielders.
Well, and the only way that the Padres can get away with having Reyes in right field, which is where they need him, is by having Margot's speed and agility in center field.
Yeah.
Like that's because Margot makes that play camped under it.
Yeah,
I mean, and I remember the exact play that you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
It like Margot's there, and he's got the ability to call him off. Like Myers gets there, 3 steps late and then lunges in and catches it in front of Reyes.
He's not going to have that same break because he doesn't play center field his entire career, so he doesn't get that proper read off the bat. But center fielder's been doing his whole life.
And that's the other thing, because Ryan, I know you played center field. I played center field. Like, communication's your biggest asset. Like, you have to communicate. You have to be able to vocalize and call guys off.
You're the only person that can see everything. Like, whether it's you calling the shortstop or second base off, or you backing up a left or right fielder. I mean,
you have to communicate. You can't just sit back there and stare like, oh, please catch it. Please catch it,
Well, he plays
and that's the other part, too. Fucking run and back him up.
Yeah.
What if he doesn't get a good read on it and the ball bounces to the fence? Like, run your ass over there.
It's lazy play. I mean, he's always had that in his repertoire, and like I said, it pains me to say it. I don't like saying this about one of our supposed stars, but I feel like our lineup is better when Margot is in it.
God, you know what? I really wish we could flip them to the Indians, to be honest, because they need a center field or an outfielder.
Yeah,
and
now they have.
What do you want for him?
I don't know who,
but their one trade asset's hurt now.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, if we could trade him right now for Corey Kluber, I would be okay with it. Like, just give him up. Like, you get out from underneath his contract. At least Kluber has some upside. You free up playing time for some of those corner outfielders that we'd mentioned, and
you can send Lauer back down to AAA, and
I mean, honestly, it's like you
get the young guys some work. Let a veteran get in there. I mean, it's not
even though he's
idea.
on the disabled list, you're not going to get immediate dividends from him. But like, honestly, playing time is the hardest thing that we have to offer for players because we have such depth in the minors. That there's always a guy who can come up and play and soak up time. Yeah. It's whether or not who's taking advantage of that playing time.
Yeah, and I just feel like at this point, we're beginning of May. We're 4 games above 500. We're 3 games out of the wild
We're happy
card.
where we're at right now. We're content.
It's a good position to be in, and if you want to continue to make it work, I mean, I'm not sitting here complaining about our the outcome because we're playing well, but it's a matter of
be better
at this point. It could be better. It could be, well, I'm not saying we're pushing the Dodgers for, I mean, we are technically pushing them for first place, but not to say that we're trying to override them in the division right at this second, but at some point you have to establish whether or not this is a playoff contending team this year. Mm-hmm. And if you continue to win games and you continue to put yourself, in a short, at least a week's worth of games out of the wild card or the division, you kind of have to solidify yourself as a playoff team. So you need to start making those executive decisions.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this point with management and coaching is they're still like, we don't know our identity this
and
year.
I will
That's a
say
great-
this:
yeah, that's a
Preller is
great
not
point.
afraid to pull the trigger on a trade, and if he thinks that Wilmeier's not in the plan, like the
Yeah, but it
long-term
has
plan,
to be the right move, not like
No,
a
I agree.
2014.
I
where
agree
he
with what you're
sold
saying,
the-
100%.
you
And
know.
he's made some deals to correct his poor decisions earlier in his
yeah.
Oh,
GM
definitely.
experience.
Yeah, there's not a
Right.
whole lot of GMs that'll do that, and he's not.
And
shy.
that's one of the things I will always respect him for is his ability to, admit that he screwed up and try to fix it. And that's where I think that's what separates him from a lot of other GMs is there's the whole like, well, if I make this deal, it's going to look bad for me. And it shouldn't even matter. It should be what's best for the team.
Yeah.
And no, I think honestly, I trust that he will make the right decision at the right time. There's still good pitchers out there on the market too. Not that pitching, I think, is our biggest area of need, other than maybe middle relief, which we probably have down in the minors. I just like having some continuity within the lineup and making sure that the right players are getting the right amount of playing time.
Yeah, I agree. Well, just to close out MLB, I want to give some love to some pitchers. Just because, the first month of baseball, I think MLB broke the record of home runs hit by like...
Corked ball. No, I'm just...
it literally, they beat the record by something like 70-something home runs or something like that.
I heard
it was something ridiculous.
I heard a stat that like one of my lower level, I want to say it was double A or single A, they switched over to the same balls that the MLB did, and they have like a 40% jump in home runs.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if there's
So in a in a hitter friendly environment, I just want to give some love to some pitchers. We had Kyle Hendricks throwing his complete game with 81 pitches, which is absolutely ridiculous.
He's a stud. That's Maddox-esque,
Yeah,
especially
literally.
on the Cubs.
Yeah. And then he had Syndergaard throwing his, true complete game where
And
he was the only one. He hit the home run.
He
to
scored the
score
only run in that game.
Yeah,
too.
he hit the home run to win it 1-0. So he literally did everything that game. And then yesterday you had the A's, Mike Fiers. I almost said Fiers. Mike Fiers throwing his no hitter with 131 pitches.
And news is breaking. Mike Fiers is going to get lit up in his next start. He threw 130
Jesus
pitches.
Christ.
Dude,
His
I mean,
arm's on fire
Yeah.
today.
but that's the thing is like, I'm like, dude, but he's been here before. This is his second no hitter.
That is true.
Are you kidding me?
that's
Like,
nuts.
But
dude,
most
I don't know,
guys
coming
usually
from
get
a
lit up in
team-
their start after their
Yeah.
no-hitter.
coming
though.
from a team that has 0. Give me fucking 1.
Yeah, right.
You got 2. Like this
Yeah.
guy's holding 2.
I saw the
Quit being so
numbers
fucking
they
greedy.
came out with it, and it was like there's been like 320 something cycles, and then there's been like 300 no hitters, and then there's
His was the
there's been, like-
300th no hitter.
yeah, and then
and it
there's
was
like
12
18
people.
perfect games and like 12 4 home run games or something like that.
No, there's
right?
12. There was 12 pitchers that thrown multiple no hitters,
Damn.
and he's like one of the 12, and he was the 300th no hitter,
God,
which
that
is
would-
crazy.
So
That's pretty
sweet
cool.
if it was us.
The other one part
You
I
know who
wanted-
I think could do it? And we saw him pitch, our boy Paddack, man. I think he could do it.
I think he could too.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
No, his control is off the charts, and I feel like a pitcher who's going to throw a no hitter has got to have
The
great
more
control.
you talk about a no hitter, the less likely it's going to happen. So I'm gonna throw no.
Well,
juju.
honestly,
it's
we
I'm gonna
got
throw no juju at it at all.
there's no juju anyways because it hasn't happened anyways. So.
Dude, the last pitcher that I felt like could have done it for the Padres was Chris Young.
Chris
Tyson
Young,
Ross
I went-
last year.
Oh yeah, he did get real close. I forgot
No,
about
it's
that.
Jordan Lyles got.
No,
Jordan
Tyson
Lyles
Ross.
got one too.
Tyson Ross went in like the 9th inning with a no hitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went to one of the games Chris Young was pitching. He had one out in the 9th, and then he let off a home run. And I was like, "Damn,
Yeah.
that
Tyson
sucks.
Ross took it
You
like
lost
8
your
innings last
Your
year.
no hitter.
I remember that.
Shut up.
Remember that he went like
The-
8 2/3, and then he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not 8 2/3.
It was close.
But-
It was
Yeah.
it
No,
was
I
in the
think
9th inning. It might
Oh,
have been.
was it? I thought it was
yeah.
in the 8th inning. Like,
Well, yeah, 8 2/3 would be going into the
Oh,
9th
yeah.
inning.
Would 8 2/3 would
That's-
be
that's
one
true,
out
yeah.
away from the
sorry, I meant
complete-
like 7
no-
2/3.
Yeah.
We've
The-
never. I don't think we've ever been one out away from a
No.
no hitter, but
That'd be incredible.
we've been 2.
The other guy that I wanted to point, not necessarily love, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr. man is starting it off tough. Like for a
Yeah.
dude that has had so much hype.
I was reading a lot of articles on him, and I think Yeah, he is starting off tough. It was something like, so the ratio to fly balls to ground balls is supposed to be like 1.2 to 1. He's something like 5 to 1.
Yeah.
So where it's like he's just really getting under the ball. But I think he'll figure it out.
Oh, he will.
I feel like he's just
I think
trying
he's
to
just-
rip the cover off the
exactly.
ball, and he's like,
Once he settles in, I think he'll be okay.
If we're
But
having
he has
a
He
started
looks
off
like a
tough.
shorter Franmil Reyes, though. Like,
if we're
he's just a little
talking,
tank.
if we're talking
Yeah.
at the end of the year, then I definitely have huge concerns on him being.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be pure hitter, man. I mean, because he doesn't look like he has an athletic bone in his body. Like, that dude, the DH was made for that guy. He's a third
Oh, yeah.
baseman. I'm like,
Yeah, he's like Pablo Sandoval almost.
yeah,
Dude, you see Pablo Sandoval pitch the other day?
yeah. He's
No,
the
pitch
only.
again.
Yeah.
Wait, don't talk about that.
Sorry.
I got stat of the day.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My fault.
It's like, damn it, we made it so far to baseball without that coming up.
What
Well,
a little,
you set
tease
yourself up bringing up Vlad Jr.
with the comparison.
And I never put the Pablo Sandoval and him together.
What a little,
Pablo Sandoval is the short
Chunky-
dude with
chunky-
no fucking power.
what a little
Chunky
teaser.
third baseman.
Reminds me of Yonder Alonso. It's like, you look like you should be hitting the ball 500 feet and you can barely hit it 280.
Well, Yonder Alonso can hit a home run now that he's not on the Padres.
Yeah.
Dude, did you
Yes.
see that guy? I forget who hit the home run. He hit it like 470 feet today. I wish I had it.
I don't know who that was.
Disregard what I said, but still, I was like, dude, he almost hit a 500-foot home run. It's fucking incredible.
Is it Joey Gallo?
Yeah.
Joey Gallo hit his 100th home run,
And
or
his
his 100th home
93rd
run,
single.
but he only has 93 singles on his career. So he's hit more home runs than singles in his career. He's the first player to ever do
Hey,
that.
I'm not
in
gonna lie,
baseball.
that's a stat I'd want.
Yeah.
I'd want that stat. You would?
Dude, he's the definition of 3 true outcomes, and he's a
Yeah.
product of that annoying bit of baseball.
Damn.
Well, anyways.
Anyway, so yeah,
that's
that's all I got for baseball. What do you guys got? Anything? Baseball? No?
No.
You want to do NFL first? Ryan, got any NFL news?
No. And it's dead, man. You got nothing.
Solid. B?
Well,
NBA?
Yeah,
Give it to us.
we got some NBA going on. We have some good series going on, especially the Portland Trailblazers Nugget series. That one's neck and neck. I don't know if you guys heard. One of those went to quadruple overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
Yeah.
crazy. They almost scored 200 points.
Nikola Jokic scored, or not scored. He logged 65 minutes in that game. Your starting center
Jesus.
logged 65 minutes. He was
Dude, like playing for an hour straight?
yeah, no, traditionally, you're
Damn.
around 30 to 40. Like if you're playing 40 minutes, you're really pushing the limit on
Must
it.
have really needed him.
Yeah, and he played 65, and they still lost. There was some. There was
That
some.
was such a downer.
Yeah.
Played so much time, and they still lost.
But they made up for it, and they've won their last 2, and they are up in the series 3-2 right now. Enes Kanter's kind of hobbled from that. There was some dirty exchanges. I guess there's some elbows thrown with Jokic, and
How long is overtime basketball?
I think it's 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
I don't
it?
know. I think so. Yeah, each quarter.
Shit.
Yeah, and he went quadruple.
Well, a quarter in basketball is 15, right?
It's 12. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So
Shit.
Wait. Doesn't add up.
48 minutes.
because overtime. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But
That seems like nothing in basketball.
yeah, but they're just trying. Like they already played 48 minutes, and now they're like, they're trying to
Yeah.
get this game over with. And
No, I was just
honestly,
trying
like,
to understand how they didn't break 200 when, easily
Oh,
they
yeah, yeah.
score 100
It is
plus.
5 minutes.
it's 5 minutes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So it's honestly, yeah, that's been a great series. After our last talk, I think we were talking about the Rockets Warriors series. Had a really bad look for the NBA, but it's actually kind of taken a turn for the better. Less complaining to the refs, which thank God.
Yeah, I haven't
that
heard
was
anything
driving
about it.
That has been driving me nuts. The series is tied up 2-2. Curry dislocated a finger, so
I saw that. That was gross.
he's been pretty. He has not performed Curry-esque in the series. Harden still has the bloodshot eye from when he got poked by Draymond Green, and honestly, the series is going to be what we thought it was. Probably going to go 7.
They are who we thought they were.
Yep, and yeah, they actually play tonight, so we'll see what the outcome is tonight. But yeah, That's going to be a great series.
It's a best of 7?
It's a best of 7. Warriors took the first 2. They've lost the last 2, and now they're back in in Oakland, and you
almost said in Golden State.
They're back in Golden State. The Golden State. This is their last year in Oakland. They're moving to San Francisco next year. So
that's right. Yeah.
There's been a lot of talks with Klay Thompson, some dysfunction there.
I heard Kevin Durant moved all of his business to New York.
We'll see, man. Honestly, I feel like KD is already gone. He's not going to play for them after this year. This is kind of their last. And that dude's been carrying them all or postseason. We'll see where that ends up going. We'll talk offseason later. But right now, I think the biggest disappointment.
76ers.
No, the Celtics are.
I was just going to say they're about to lose this game, too.
The Celtics are about to get bounced out of playoffs. And honestly, I don't know about you. I had them going to the NBA Finals.
They're a disappointment.
There's not a bigger disappointment in the NBA this year.
Not at all. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
their roster alone.
They are just so loaded with talent, and honestly, I think it's dysfunction. I think Kyrie is gone at the end of the year.
They'd almost be better off without him, man. That dude played so bad. He had 22 shots attempted, and he had 22 points. Jesus,
he's taken some bad shots. And last year, I felt like this team was really built on chemistry and talent. Jason Tatum's taken a back seat, and he's
not purposefully. It's on Kyrie. Give
but
this
that's
dude
what I mean.
the ball.
But last year, they were out Kyrie, out Gordon Hayward, and the chemistry was there.
Played well.
Is there any sense of those two being in it that now you have a dysfunctional family?
That's for sure.
But I don't blame Hayward as much as I blame Irving.
Hayward has definitely not lived. You are not living up to your contract, young man.
Dude, it's because I haven't got a haircut in a while.
He
don't really look like him anymore.
He still plays timid. He used to attack the rim a lot better than he is. I feel like
injuries fucked him up a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm not I would put more of the blame on Kyrie. I think we are all in agreement there. But honestly, with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Al Horford,
they're going to be better off without Kyrie.
They should be doing better than what they are, and they're getting lit up by the Bucks. And not taking anything away, the Bucks
are a good team. They're deep.
The Bucks had the best record in the NBA this year. I think we all thought they were maybe overachieving. I thought they were in the regular season.
Chemistry, though, dude. You said it with the Celtics. On the opposite side of that, the Bucks have it.
Splash Mountain, man. They score huge.
So if the Bucks get through, you think it's going to be Bucks Golden State?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of leaning towards the Raptors a little bit here.
Yeah. I'm not writing off the Sixers yet.
Dude, I fucking hate the Sixers.
Yeah? Why? What'd they do?
Joel Embiid, okay. You guys have both played or you've at least played around with your friends. You watched enough basketball to understand you played basketball before.
He's
a center.
Yeah.
The dude had 8 turnovers in his last game. Do you know how hard that is from a center position to turn the ball over 8 times? You stand under the rim, they throw you the ball, and you either shoot it or dunk it.
Well, I mean, he's got a different role than a traditional center.
Obviously, I haven't seen him play the ball, but usually a center down low that puts the ball on the ground is going to turn the ball over. And he seems like a guy that tries to dribble out, so I could see him turning the ball over a lot.
8?
No, I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not disagreeing.
Is the reason why they suck this postseason.
I'm just saying he puts the ball on the ground. I think he puts the ball on the ground a lot, so I could see him leading a lot of turnovers.
He for sure does. And honestly, I just feel like he's just not taking it seriously. The Sixers, this is their time to shine. They traded big with my Clippers to get Tobias Harris. They traded with.
This is a round of applause for Brandon. He nailed that right on the freaking nose.
He's not taking it seriously. This is the time to perform.
Dude,
the dude has been sick, or he's got gastric pain, or he's had all these problems. He's listing them off, and honestly, one of the Clippers, Landry Shamet, he had commented on Joel Embiid. The dude drinks 4 cookies and cream milkshakes on the airplane to games and stuff.
Dude.
And this is not a guy who's taking care of his body. You are obviously. I get you got to have a high calorie intake because you're a 7'1", 7'2" guy. You got to eat a lot.
Get your calories in differently.
Yeah, but
get them in differently.
But come on, dude, cookies and cream milkshakes,
dude.
Yeah.
So in my opinion,
that sounds just weird.
in the NBA, there are 2 types of stars. There's your superstars that are going to put your team to the next level of elite championship contending basketball. You know, your Kevin Durant, your LeBron James,
Kawhi Leonard.
He's a Finals MVP type player. And
who might be the best player in the postseason right now.
Yeah,
Kawhi,
you know, you could throw Steph Curry in there, even though I feel like he's also taken a huge backseat since Kevin Durant's been there. But there's those players that really, you know, they're not just happy with being the best basketball player. They want to be known for, you know,
They want to be the best.
They want to shine in the big moments.
Yeah, and then you have your Russell Westbrooks, your Joel Embiids, your James Hardens, who are, you know, all-star type players that clearly just, I mean, and I'm not saying, I mean, I'm putting Embiid on the pedestal here. The other guys' names are just falling into the basket as well. But guys that are statistical champions, but they're not championship-minded.
Well, he is, honestly, talent-wise, Joel Embiid's a top 5 player in the NBA.
Absolutely.
But the dude is, like, when he's on his game, the other day he against, I think it was the Nets, or it was one of the games against the Raptors, can't remember. The dude played for, like, I think it was like 15, 20 minutes, and the dude had like a 30-15 line, like 30 points and like 15 rebounds. You're like, dude, you are clearly
You could do this.
If you showed up like this every single game, this team's going to the finals. There's no doubt. Like you're that much of a polarizing. You're unguardable. Honestly, a 7'1" guy who can shoot and can drive to the rim and can protect the paint.
The only problem that I have with that is that the Bucks have a guy named Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is almost as big and has the same skill quality but a better work ethic.
100%.
And
That's right. He's an MVP, or at least in the running for it.
And that's my biggest knock with Embiid is like, you put in the effort, man. Like, play the same game every freaking game.
And same with their other boy, Ben Simmons, man.
To me,
kind of lay into him a little bit.
I don't put as much of the blame onto him because I feel like his skill set is just different.
He's turning the ball over for a facilitator too much, though.
But
and you can't. There's no
turning
excuse
the ball
for that.
over as a point guard. You know, you have bad games. You go on stretches where you're not. You know, your timing's off or your rhythm's
you're not
off.
Driving right,
and it's like you turn the ball over 8 times as a point guard. You're like, you had a bad game.
Yeah, but when you're not shooting, you got to be able to be.
I totally agree.
Lockdown,
but we're talking about, like, you know, hundreds of games that these guys play throughout the year, where, you know, you're gonna go on streaks, just like in baseball when you go have those 0 for 20 streaks. Like, it happens. You could be one of the best average hitters. You're still gonna go through 0 through 20 streaks. In basketball as well, sometimes the rhythm's just off. But as a center. As a front court.
Well, he's the leader on that team, and he's got to show up. The leader's always got to show up in the playoffs, or else the team's going to struggle.
Yeah, and like that's why I don't put as much blame on Simmons, because it's like, you're still young. This is like still a relatively new thing for you. I mean, it's third year in the league, but second year playing.
Plus, it's hard when you're a facilitator and you're, you know what I mean. One of your biggest options, you're down. Your man playing the block down low. When he's turning the ball over too, it's like that's hard to give him.
I will
the ball.
say
when
this:
you're not in it. You got to try to.
You know who's killing it on their team is Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
Honestly, he's trying to earn that max contract, and he's literally carried the Sixers throughout the postseason. They're only down a game.
I like
2-3.
Jimmy Butler too, man.
I like Jimmy Butler.
He's a good player.
Honestly,
the Sixers
he fits the Clippers mold, to be honest. But
the Sixers are blowing their opportunity with him because he's not going to be back there.
He could. They could go way over the salary cap to re-sign the entire roster, but it's whether or not they believe this group of 5 can go back and do it.
It's tough. I mean, I feel like he'd probably want to test his waters, and especially if Kevin Durant ends up leaving and going out east, and Klay Thompson is trying to get over that situation that he's in too. I mean, the West is going to open back up a little bit more and be competitive. And with the Clippers being what they are, there's going to be a lot of superstars that are looking, to come out west and not wear purple and gold, in that blue and red. We
can kind of comment on that quickly. You guys had picked it too. Ty Lue, it sounded like he was pretty much a done deal, going to go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Apparently the Lakers lowballed him. They gave him a 3-year. They offered him a 3-year deal, $18 million, which is well beyond market value for a head coach, and for a big market team like the Lakers, like It just doesn't seem like
There's not a lot of options out there.
just doesn't
either.
seem like they're taking it seriously, though.
No.
Honestly, for a team that has LeBron James, who's got 3 or 4 more years left, you gotta understand that now is the time to win, and you got to take advantage of it. And is Ty Lue your guy? Because Ty Lue has won a championship. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously he had a great team around him.
He had a great player.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But that's why he seemed like a good option because
I agree.
worked with that.
I agree
beforehand.
100%. It just seemed like they weren't taking it seriously.
They
And
thought they could lowball
thought
him.
maybe they could get a deal.
And,
Yeah.
They
and
could,
then
like-
there's rumors that they were trying to go after the new GM or the new head coach that the Phoenix Suns were going after, but they didn't honestly think he was going to accept the position with the Suns, and he ended up taking it, and so now he passed on that. Monty Williams.
Yep.
It just seems like, all right, guys, you're like the clock's ticking. The Bus family is just doing.
It's bad.
They're killing that
It's bad.
franchise right
Yeah.
now, and it's time to like wake up, smell the coffee, and make some decisions, man.
Yeah. Back to teams that are actually in the playoffs, though. I just wanted to throw this part out there real quick.
Yeah.
And the only reason that I'm saying it, because I know you're like feeling like I'm riding off the 76ers. Jimmy Butler's a great basketball player.
No, you're definitely not writing them off.
I
I'm
said
just saying.
the Bucks are, a deep team. The freaking Raptors, man, like
They are.
They're so deep. And it just feels like no matter who's playing well on that tier or not playing well, like it's like in freaking hockey when they sub out all the freaking dudes and they come out there and it's just another starting lineup. It's insane.
Certainly Kawhi's been carrying the load for most of the postseason for them, but the last couple games, Kawhi has kind of not had to like shine like he has been with the 40-point games and the 10 to 15 rebounds, and it's been more.
That's important too. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a long season.
Yeah, you can't rely on one guy to do all your scoring, and now they're proving that they can win without Kawhi having to like carry the team.
I want to see that Raptors-Bucks matchup, though, in the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel like that would be you can't go wrong either way.
I like Giannis. Giannis is my boy. I've been a big Giannis fan.
Bucks Sixers
for
too. That would be a
long
good
time.
matchup. Either way, it sucks looking at the Western Division and you're like, or the Western Conference, and you're like, all right, well, the Rockets or the Warriors are going to come out of here and they're going to play either the Trailblazers or the Nuggets, and you're like,
they're gonna smoke them. It's gonna be the Nuggets, in my opinion.
And I
but-
feel bad because that series with the Nuggets and the Trailblazers is such a good series, but they're just so like they're evenly matched together. But where their records put them out, they're so overmatched against the freaking high-powered teams.
the Nuggets are what they are. So they're like their roster now is going to be their roster for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I think they could push. I still think the Warriors taking the Rockets. I think it's the Warriors in 7, and then I think the Nuggets could push the Warriors to 6.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And then
The Warriors, they sleep on teams.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the Nuggets,
we saw it with my Clippers, man.
Yeah.
They slept on them, and at least one. I think one of those games, the Clippers honestly won it, but the other one, that 30-point come from behind, they slept on them.
yeah, totally. They bank on their skill set, not on their, ability to
Well,
close
and there's
things out.
dysfunction with Klay Thompson right now. So, the dude has not been. He's tired of taking a backseat, which I could totally understand.
He's probably the best three-point shooter in the NBA, but he doesn't get enough opportunities.
He doesn't get. Steph is just Steph stretches the floor so much that you have to start guarding him beyond half court.
Yeah.
And
Steph Curry's obviously a phenomenal three-point shooter. I think it's just we're talking about catch and shoot type player like Klay
oh yeah,
Thompson's
no, he's
guy.
one of the best off-ball guys in the league. And
Sorry, you guys were talking. There's some major drama going on in the hockey right now. Colorado looked like they had a clear open goal, tied it up 2-2. San Jose challenged it, and it ended up being offsides because at the point where the puck crossed the blue,
offsides. What is this?
where the puck
Football?
crossed the blue line, see puck crossed the blue line right there, but you have a San Jose in the zone, and he beats that Colorado Avalanche player, that second guy in. So it's an overturned goal. Sorry,
That's just
a lot's
rare,
going on, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
It's all good.
It's
man.
all good. Well, I think we're
It's
kind of
just-
like
wrapping it up
We're kind of
anyways.
wrapping it up.
all right.
Should be a good finish.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's definitely an improvement from that first round where literally only two series went beyond six or more, and that's a disappointment for the NBA. You want to have a competitive balance, and it was unfortunate that some of these teams didn't show up, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, and let's see who else didn't show up in that series. I mean, there's a few others.
They're all gone now anyway.
Yeah, they're all gone. They're all afterthoughts now, and
that's what happens when you lose quick in the playoffs.
Yep, exactly.
Well, all right. Ryan, you got our stat of the day this week?
Stat of the day, dabba-doo-ba-doo, stat of the day, dat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day. Bop.
I do. So back to Pablo Sandoval. Pablo Sandoval is one of 12 players in the history of baseball and the first since 1964 to have a stolen base, a home run, and a strikeout all in one game.
Wait, home run
Dude,
pitching
he stole
strike
a
somebody
base?
out. He stole a base. He hit home run,
Yeah.
and he struck somebody out from pitching. They're getting their butt
And
kicked.
he said he's the
I heard
first
this-
ever since
No,
1960.
Since 1964.
I heard this stat earlier too, and this was the 12th game that Pablo Sandoval has ever hit a home run and stolen a base.
Yeah.
So it's like
The other
it's so rare that he only has
That's still
or he only-
impressive for him
or-
for
no,
being
no,
a
if-
tubby.
he only has 27 stolen bases, but it was the fact that he has so many or
On
12
same
of
base
them.
Like a
hits a
good
home run.
proportion
When
of
he-
those,
yeah.
those stolen bases
When he
were
hits a
games
home
hit
run.
Yeah. The other crazy part about that, since it's 1964, such a long time ago, you can kind of gather that the only other players to have done that were actual pitchers. So he's the only position player to
Pretty
ever
much, yeah. It's
hit a
like
home
Babe-
run,
like
strike
Babe
somebody
Ruth
out as a
and
pitcher,
stuff.
and hit a home run. No, it was.
And steal a base. Yeah, that's crazy.
It was back when some pitchers could hit, but Walter Johnson, Ray Caldwell, Chief Johnson, Tom Seaton,
We've seen some good hitting pitchers against the Padres this year. I mean,
But to steal a
Syndergaard-
base too, though, that means you hit a home run and then you get on base again,
No, for sure. It's like a
and
it's a rare
you
feat
don't-
for sure.
And when you get on base with a pitcher, they're not having you steal.
No.
Oh yeah, for
They
sure.
want you fresh. All
They're
right,
dude, you
Well,
got
don't wanna
you got
him-
here.
You don't want to hurt him, or
Yeah,
if he
you
slides
got
in
here,
the
let's
bag
just
and
see what you do.
something happens, he jacks up his thumb
Yeah.
or something like that, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, you're on the DL because you tried to steal a second base because your team was up and you just thought it would pad the stats and look cool or something, or I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's way-
anytime a position player pitches, I think it's pretty funny.
struck somebody out. Yeah, fat dude.
Yeah, he struck somebody out too.
I want to know
And
how
he's
many
only topping out
I
at
want to know how many
74.
relief appearances he's had.
I don't know.
Do you have that number?
I don't.
That's insane.
But to strike somebody out and you're only throwing 74, you think that's freaking T-ball for those guys.
That's hard though, man.
Think about how shitty.
But think about the pitch
Yeah,
difference.
yeah.
Though. It's like throwing a knuckleballer out there, and you're like, "Damn it, how do I slow this down?"
Dude, it's just, that whoever he struck out feels so shitty.
Yeah,
Dude, you got struck out by a panda?
exactly.
You got struck out by that fat ass.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, we are Three Amigos and a Podcast. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for where we have our year anniversary.
Later.
See ya.